Yeah, they start on us as well now. We are ready for any assault that comes out against us. That's more like it. That's more like it, sir. Ooh. Oh my gosh, they got rocket troops. No, it's not. No. Oh. Corner is now ours. We've got to sacrifice. We've got to sacrifice these troops here. Greetings and welcome to episode 172 of my Empire Total War Darth Mod USA campaign. This, my friends, is how we left it last time, where we finally captured the capital, my friends of Persia, a nation that has been an absolute thorn in our side. As you can see here, they are still poised to strike at Damascus here. They've been absolutely itching to strike at Damascus for a long time. We have given them a sound thrashing, though, as you can see here. Their armies are in a pretty sorry state as were, but they've still got two strong armies here, still at full strength. We've got to be aware we mustn't become complacent here at all. They've also got another army here with full army. Look at that. Moving it down as well towards Aleppo. So we've got to be careful. We're still trying to bring our forces that were involved in a brutal fight here with the Persians. Still trying to bring them back to full health. Now we've got this army has been brought back to full strength. This army here is just on the cusp of doing so. And again, another army here with the remnants of what we have left of this army here is now being brought up to full strength as well. But it's been quite the fight down here in the Middle East. It really has. But we finally captured the main principal locations of Baghdad, which are under our control. We've still got this sort of minor force here outside Baghdad, but we're not going to really concern ourselves with them just yet. This army is now at full strength. We're trying to get the Marines up as well to full strength if possible. That will take a time. We did take a real beating there. We had effectively stormed the defences here to take them. They also got this army here outside. But we do have, thankfully, we do have plenty of cavalry here to strike at any forces that are sort of moving against us. We can reinforce with cavalry, which will overrun pretty much anything that comes along here. But again, we have to be very, very careful what we're doing here. We mustn't become complacent here at all. We've still got a fair amount of forces dotted around here, still harassing us, but we're dug in well here. We're dug in very well here, especially in Armenia. We don't have these are not retrofitted at all, which is a little bit of a shame here. But still, we've got to retrofit this army at some point. We do have plenty of cannon, plenty of light infantry to defend against what might be coming our way. Of course, we're at war with the Ottomans. That's a powerful force. And they've also got the dreaded organ gun, which really can do a lot of damage. We're surrounded, but they haven't moved against us just yet. But that might change now we've taken Esfahan here. As you can imagine, the public are not happy with us at all. That's going to take a while to bring that under control. The council did recommend we actually dispose of this university here, because I'd imagine, yeah, -8. Look at that. So if we get rid of this university and perhaps put a religious building in its place, that will probably help somewhat. We are now have our borders directly touching the Afghanistan here, and that is going to be problematic for us possibly in the future, because we are at war with Afghanistan, and more laterally we're looking also at war with the Mughal Empire, who are incredibly strong. And that's going to, oh my goodness me, look at that. It's going to be a fight and a half to move against each other. Look at this. They really have got some very powerful forces indeed are the mortars, which are an absolute mortal enemy of mine. And also look at this up here. Mind you, these are not at full strength by any means, these armies, but you still do not, under any circumstance, look at how many cannon, look at 64 pounds they've got. Under any circumstances do you dismiss these armies. You dismiss them at your peril, because the sheer numbers of forces they're able to put in, they're able to absorb masses of casualties and effectively overwhelm you with what they've got there. So we've got to be careful here. We do have Ceylon here, thankfully, with some forces in here. We'll move these forces here. We did move them into place. Look at that, there's even a Marine Legion, a regiment here. So we just got to be careful here. So we wanted to keep Ceylon firmly under our control, because we are... this does bring in a good amount of money here. Look at that, 1,800, which is nothing to be sniffed at at all. But this is just going to be the staging point for our invasion of the subcontinent. That's going to be a monstrous undertaking. It really, really is. All the way up to here, up to the Punjab here. It's going to be a heck of a fight, but we're not at that stage just yet. Now, this we can now move them into here and bring this fleet up to full strength. I think it's earned the right for that. We're still going to blockade. So the Arabian and Persian Gulf, this point around here, we're going to still blockade this, but we've still got trade flowing in and out here. Now, we've also got, as you can see, just a huge force gathering around us here. I wouldn't be surprised if we get attacked very, very soon. The Germans are loitering, but as you can see, the battle for Minsk, which the council has been calling upon us to do, is going to be a real brutal fight. My goodness me, even though their forces are not of the finest, that's still going to be a tough fight. For whichever armies move into there, that's going to be a very, very tough fight. We're also just holding St. Petersburg here with quite a considerable assets, because I know that we're at peace with Russia, but let's quickly just check. They're still hostile to minus 198, so as you can imagine, I don't think it's going to be too far to say war with Russia will come again very, very soon indeed. Now we are at peace with France. I should they're hostile, 991. Wow. And their allies are the Germans, so you can imagine if they attack us at the same time, that is going to be a difficult task, to say the very, very least. Now, many of the council are saying also, including Minister Bishamont and Spy Master, we've got to keep an eye on the Spanish here. They're not, as far as you can gather, looking for war just yet, but they are building their momentum behind the lines here. We might just start moving up here just to see what's going on a bit further. Ooh, look at that. Would you look at that? That is a... That's a monstrous amount of Spanish troops. They easily match what we've got, maybe even outgun us here, particularly on the south. Look at the sheer magnitude of the forces they've got here. That's got to be at least 5 army groups. That's going to be a tough ask to hold that back. It really is, even with our sort of our line here, our Maggio line, as it were, here along the border. That's going to be a tough ask. We've a huge commitment here to defend against the Spanish. Here, though, they've got free reign. We don't have any access to sort of halt anything here. That's going to be a fight within itself. We don't have notes here either in here, but...
Aye, sir. Officer on deck. Orders, Captain. Aye, aye, sir.
I think we'll have them in here. Now we've got the Mughal Empire. We're just going to raid that trade line anyway. I know ours is attached to this here. We're getting 19,000 here. We are hitting, not Spain, but Spain aren't getting anything through here at all. But they're well dug in here. Look how many forces the Spanish have got. It's going to be, gosh, the Spanish war is going to be a titanic battle. It really, really is. Of course, we've got this naval force. Our navy easily outmatches the Spanish. Easily, even with the Santa Tisma Trinidad here. That's a huge ship, my goodness me, that's a monster. We've got, of course, Britain here, but they've not really done anything at all here. Most of this is all, as you can see here, our own hard work and graft and sacrifice. Of course, we've now still got all of the Baltic under our control. Nothing here we should be concerned about. Just double checking. We're allied with Norway, who have done a sterling job here in just sort of keeping Sweden at bay as well. In this roundabout way, we control all of the north here. The Baltic is under our control, but we don't control the North Sea, which is a little bit of a problem for us. That's Spain's territory here, so movements will become restricted if we decide to go, if they decide to move against us. Now let's move into the homeland here. Oh, up here as well. I almost forgot about this. These are the armies we sent in to dispose of Sweden, which was a successful operation. We can bring them up to full repair here. I think we can probably send these fleets. Actually, this fleet is being replenished here. That's absolutely fine. I think this small task force here can be sent elsewhere. This navy, yeah, that's also being replenished. That's excellent. But this small task force could probably be sent elsewhere. I think we might start sending it to the subcontinent, just to start building up our presence there. Go to the Ivory Coast, Brazil. Let's send it to the Ivory Coast here. We want to go to India, because we're going to start sending more and more troops bit by bit just to the to India here, the subcontinent. Now again here, that's fine. Hang on, what's blocking it? Must be something down here blocking it. Ooh, that's a lot of, look at all these British ships down here. Absolutely, what the places is going on here?
Ship's orders.
What? Wait, whoa.
Ship shape and Bristol fashion, Captain.
No, we don't want them to get into a fight at all. We just want them to get there in one piece. So just move around the Barbary States. That's absolutely fine. But look at this. Why is Britain sending all... Look at the British fleet. My goodness me. Why aren't they using these? Does this make any... I don't understand what the British are doing here at all. It's so odd. They've got a huge amount of forces clustered down here in the sort of off the East Atlantic Ocean here. We've got good money coming in through here as well. Now, the homeland, as it were, we've taken Newfoundland back. That's now ours. I think we'll send this force as promised. We're going to take Akvatuk back as well. We are going to reclaim everything that was once ours is going to be taken back. And let's just make sure that happens right now. We shall not allow the rebels here to take this. This is ours. Look at that 7 fortification. That's a wonder. But we're going to retake this Akvatuk as well, back under US control. We've got Newfoundland under our control now. I don't think there's anything else they've touched. Oh, look, what the blazes, Jamaica? I think we might move against Afghanistan here as well, to be honest with you. I don't think we'll have this within our sphere of influence at all. That is not even going to take off. They are not going to be using that as some kind of base of operations here. That's going to be captured quite quickly, I can assure you, my friends. That slipped through the net there. I don't think there's anything else at all we're missing here. No, I think we've got everything here, but Persia has not collapsed, probably because they still got Azerbaijan. We might send a force to move it to Azerbaijan here, but at the moment that is pretty much where we stand. Barbary States is still here. We've got to be careful of France because they don't like us at all. No, Greece, we're at peace with Greece. That's absolutely fine. They got no trade at all coming in here, the Ottomans. How are they always still one piece? Probably because they trade with Germany. They're probably propping each other up, see. But we are moving against Transylvania here. But we do have some good forces we can move across. We're at war with Naples, which we might... The council have been calling us for moving against Naples to capture the sort of the boot of Italy, as it were, and bring some pressure, perhaps bear with this Spanish force here. But I think we can probably end this particular turn here, my friends. I think we've done all we can do at the moment. I don't think there's anything else we can do. Now, Spain is hostile. They're not interested in talking to us at all. They really don't like. Minus 391. Good grief. In fact, minus 731. My goodness me. In fact, everybody dislikes us apart from Britain and Greece. Greece are friendly with us. That's good. But everybody in Norway are very friendly. They're Persia run for it. I wonder now if we can get peace with them. I think we might have gotten peace with them. I think with their capital fallen, yes, there it is. Ah, very friendly. I can imagine so, sir. Wait a minute. Our allies are Russia and Afghanistan. So, what have, wait a minute. There's all their forces. This is why. Now we know why. Azerbaijan is their last stronghold. If we capture this, this will be their last. If that falls, then Persia falls. Now we know. Right, I think we bring everything up to full strength here, I think. Now, they have to deal with them ourselves. So we've got peace with the Persians. Now we can now we can really focus and concentrate on getting these things under control here. I think we can also perhaps move some of these armies up to the border.
Yes.
Here. It's going to be a long trek along the Syrian desert as well, but we can use some of the roads perhaps, but mind you, some of the roads are way off. Kill them after I think we're going to move our forces up to here.
Forward.
So they're going to try and use the coast road, go through Baghdad and then up and around here, so that's absolutely fine.
Make ready.
But whatever happens, we want to be able to ready to strike. We can't move through the mountain. The mountains block us, but we can get through this pass here. That's what we want to do. If we're gonna fight them, let's fight them. Be ready to strike.
Ready for. Onward.
Some will go in different directions, but this is absolutely fine here. I'm just gonna get. Oh, look at that. I think we can also move some of these forces away. We are going to fight them. I can promise you, we're not going to put up with that again from them. I can absolutely assure you. We're going to take the fight to them this time around.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I think this force can be dispatched as well. We're going to send everything we can. We'll actually group around Erbil.
Onward.
We'll move this force in as our defensive force.
Forwarding supply.
The rest can be dispatched, as I said, in and around Erbil. And we can go from there. We might even launch an invasion against Persia ourselves. I think that's what we might do. Especially when these are all ready as well. That's a huge force we've got then looking to invade. Egypt is well secure here, so we've got nothing to worry about in that particular instance. Oh, look at that. Why aren't we... Come on now, Mala, for goodness sake, man. You're missing out on potential income here. Look at that, 1,000 there. Every penny counts, because look at our army upkeep. 419,000. We're just about keeping our heads above water in terms of our finances there. Hang on, what's going on here? Are they being replenished? That's excellent to see. That battle we had previously. We've also, look at that fleet there. That's a massive fleet there, right? I think we can end the turn here. We don't know what's going to happen now, but whatever happens, we are prepared for it. We've only got this one, but this has been dismantled. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. It's going to be monumental. Right, now we've got peace with Persia, which is going to give us a bit of a breathing space here. Barbary States, Genoa, France. What was France going to do? They really don't like us at all. I know some of the council are requesting we move many of our forces that have been battling the Middle East into the subcontinent, but at the moment we need to focus on what's going on here in this, because the Germans aren't defeated by any means. Minsk is going to be a colossal battle, and if the French get involved as well, that's going to be just titanic. Just got to keep an eye on things. We really got to keep an eye on things here. Don't do it. Don't even think about it. Look at that. Oh, well, look at that. Then we're going to send a fleet down there to deal with that. Okay, not too bad. There's a large fleet there. And they're pottering up. What are they doing here? The Mughal Empire, how will they respond? At the moment, Afghanistan, they're building towards something here. Look at that. Well, I'll be. Cutting off all our trade routes? I don't think so. We're going to deal with that. We can deal with it harshly. So wait, Russia. Don't do it, Russia. Cry havoc, my friends, and let's slip the dogs of war. There it is. But who will come to their aid? No one. It's war you want and the war you shall have, sir. But not with that, you won't. And I bet you if they come for St. Petersburg, you can bet your bottom dollar. Luckily we've kept a good strong contingent around there. There's Persia now. Oh, they slipped past, they slipped through the net, look at that. Of course we're at peace with them. I see, I'm in the mindset of Persia being at war with us. That's how long it's been going on, so of course my mindset is now any movements by the Persians is just instantly going to be an aggressive one. Still got a lot of force. We've got to be mindful of the forces they've got here. They're going to move along and try and protect Azerbaijan. This is their last stronghold. Looks like they're going to reinforce it considerably. Yeah, they're surrounding it effectively. And what will Spain do? Nothing at the moment, but my goodness me, that's a lot of, oh good grief. That's a scary amount of troops, and I mean, even with our resources, that's a considerable amount of troops. Venice. How Venice want? Why would we give you 27,000? No, but peace treaty is fine, but we're not going to give you money for it. Why would we give you 44,000? This is fine. One last chance, it'll never happen, believe me. Nope. Courland. Greece and Norway. What we need to deal with, the first one we need to deal with is those blockades. They're not going to be taking place. Oh, Spain and Russia. Their alliance has been broken. I wonder if it's because the Spanish didn't help the Russians. There's a very, very strong chance that's what's happened. And let's follow the. Oh, look at that! It's coming to control straight away. Oh, that is a wonder. So they're quite clearly content with what we've done here. That's excellent. They're good. They want to see us. That's fantastic. We might just take a peek here. A peek into Azerbaijan because we need to know what we're going to be up against. Oh, look at that there. Let's keep everybody happy here. Upgrade everything. We've got plenty of money here, but look at that. Look at how much that has dropped. That has dropped significantly because we've been hit by those raids, those blockades. There it is, Alexander. Look at that. What the blazes is going on there? I don't think so. I do not think so.
We rule the waves.
Ah, we lost. Look at that. We just absolutely butchered them there.
Where to, Captain? Our nation rules the sea.
Well said, sir. It does indeed.
Fleet ready. All the way. Still shipshape.
Let's repair them. Right, that's open up that line again. Oh, look at that. Excellent. That is unbelievable. But the problem is, oh, no, we don't. Wait a minute, we do. We thankfully do have a fleet, which is going to deal with this aggression immediately. Are there any Afghan ports? No, there's not. Oh, look at that. There's some Rafan rebels.
Huzzah!
Yes.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Open that up back up again. Thank you very much, sir. We
Heave
shall
away,
replenish.
boys! Heave away!
I think we shall also have an admiral. That's been quick. -1 to what? I see why, because we're going to send those to the trade lines. Got that dealt with quite quickly there, which is excellent to see. Oh, marvellous. That's not very good, is it, there? But still, we've still got these German forces just loitering around in the territory here. So what about pulling the forces we need off here to do what we need here?
Yes.
We're at war with Venice. They obviously want peace because they're being slowly, bit by bit, strangled here by us because we've... But I think we might send in these forces here to deal with it.
Aye, aye, sir.
Peace with the Knights of St. John, which is okay. We might deal with Venice, I think, so we can strike within striking distance of Spain here in northern Italy. I think that might be what we might do. We mustn't become too complacent here, but as you can see, I think we'll start moving some of these forces up here.
Yes, sir.
Look at this. This is not acceptable at all. We've got to retrofit these forces.
Yes.
How many? Mind you, we've got the Germans to deal with as well. So we might have to move these forces against the Germans. I think we'll probably have to be priority.
Sir.
Don't tell me they haven't been repaired. Oh my goodness me, that is a scandal on my part. My goodness me, what am I doing?
Your humble servant.
Look at that, we've got Greek Grenadier Guards who are formidable, which we're going to send, I think, against these here.
Yes.
We'll move up just outside Osijek.
Immediately. Anything more? Citizens, fight!
But this is
Ready
not
for
acceptable
order.
here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we're going to have to
March!
retrofit these gentlemen here. 2. 2, 4, 6, one more, 7. Can retrofit these now.
Your humble servant, sir.
Put this another force
Ready.
together here.
Waiting order.
General here, I think we've got,
At the
yes
ready.
indeed. That's
Sir.
going to be quite heavy there in cavalry numbers. Oh, they can't move them out,
You
that's a
asked.
shame.
Yes.
We've got 3 cannon, you probably need 3 24 pounders of foot. And
Yes, sir.
I think one more cavalry just to give that balance to the army. And the remainder shall be line infantry. Now, I know we've got to move to the new world here to bring Agvatuk fully under our control, so we can finally bring everything back to what was and should
Ready
be.
for battle!
That's fine. I think we can
Glorious
yes,
victory!
that's more like it. Well done, gentlemen. Montagnardius is now ours. Looks like the British were actually moving down here, were they? I don't think so. Let's replenish and repair, bring this army to full strength. And everything is fine here, that's excellent.
Where to, Captain?
This fleet can be moved back, or a fleet, but this ship can be moved back here to Newfoundland. Just for the meantime.
Waiting for the
Actually, we could put it in here, so that we can move this army. Because it's not going to be staying here indefinitely. Now I think everything else is secure. Oh, wait a minute. We wanted to deal with Afghanistan here. So we might send an army to Afghanistan, I think. that island there in Afghanistan. I might create this army here for that task. We don't want to draw any of the... I'm not happy leaving any of these without the proper... Actually, these can be retrofitted. 3, we need 3 here. And here in... That's another 3 we need. We've got to keep our forces at peak condition. We'll deal with Afghanistan later on. I don't think it'll be too much of a threat to us just yet. Now, what we're doing here, we were actually moving these forces. I know some of the councils were saying matter. Now you've got peace with Persia, move against the subcontinent. But remember, if we move against the Mughal Empire, it's going to commit all of these troops and probably more to that operation. It's going to be huge. But if we deal with the Persians now, it'll free these forces up indefinitely. We don't have to worry about anything on our flanks. I know we've got the Ottomans here, but we can deal with the Ottomans if need be. But we've got to deal with Persia once and for all. So to that end, we're just going to move some forces up here to this pass here in the mountains. As you can see here, this army here, look at that, that's a wonderful army. We are going to launch a massive attack into the Persians here, and we're going to aim straight for Azerbaijan here. To that end, we're going to move this gentleman up to here as well.
That's not my job.
We've got to strike hard and fast here.
Orders ready and waiting orders. Immediately. Ready for orders. Foraging supplies. By the left. March. Ready and waiting orders. Forward.
Erbil will be our sort of staging point.
Onward. Ready and waiting orders. Halt.
That's a good force there. That's a really good force there. This army here is going to move around. We'll put them just outside Mosul here.
And yes, sir.
Some of these forces are not at full strength, which I'm not too happy with, to be honest with you. We might put some of these into here to make them at full strength. I think that's what we will do. We'll leave these two gentlemen here to be fully brought back to full strength here. Now, they're being replenished here, which is excellent to see. Prussia have got the Crimea as well. Luckily we blockaded off that. We're at war with Russia, of course, and I'm surprised they haven't moved against here, but they're quite clearly going to be looking to try and retake St. Petersburg. That's why they probably left these forces here. So that, look at that, that's still a strong force here. It's not going to be an easy fight at all, but we pretty much got Russia locked down here. They're not going to be moving against us anytime soon. I think Italy's going to be a real, not a problem for us, but something we've got to consider. Who are in Italian states benefactors, as it were? They've got either Protectorate of Naples and Sicily, so we could move against these two because they're effectively co-joined. They're together. If we move against these gentlemen here, we could take all of Italy. That would allow us to put pressure directly on Spain in here. Now Genoa, they're hostile as well, and they're a protectorate as well of Naples and Sicily. So we could effectively take all of these out without having to really move against Spain. I know Spain would probably cast an errant eye over that, but I don't think they would do too much if we moved against them. They don't have any direct influence here. Mind you, they are trading with Spain, if I'm not mistaken. That might be where the problem might arise. By goodness me, that's a strong force. But we also need to deal with these here. I think, to be honest with you, that's going to be our next task. Then again, we need to get this organised. So we need to move against this, but that's a very strong force indeed. And so are these. If we attack this force here, it's going to drag all of these in as well. And these are still replenishing here. Well, this army's not in too bad a shape. We will not, and I repeat, not be cast aside by the Germans here. We've taken enough of their trouble here. Look at that. effectively block the Carpathian Mountains here are being blocked. I think we'll have one more turn, my friends, and we'll probably end the turn then. I need the council's direction here of where we go from here now. So let's end the turn and let's see what happens here. My goodness me, we've got so many plates to spin here. Keep spinning at the same time. Let's end the turn. This will be the last turn here, my friends, in this particular episode. I want to get the council's input of where we go. Italy is a tempting target, it really is, but we need to deal with the Germans first, I think. If France declare war upon us as well, which looks like they're building towards something here. But I don't think they've they haven't quite got what it takes to declare war upon us yet. I think they're going to see what's happening with the Germans first. What will Germany do here? Hang on. Did Kiev just become French? I believe it did. That just turned white, Kiev. Don't even think about it. Do not look at that. They're building a force here. Look at all these German armies. They're at full strength. None of them have got tattered flags now. They're all at full strength. Yeah, they're starting to raid us here. We've got to do something about these here. We can't have this loitering about here. We just can't. They're damaging our sort of infrastructure, our economy here in the Balkans and beyond. We've got to do something about this. We are going to not put up with this. Look at this, see? They got a free reign here. Look, they just...
All hands on deck!
Yeah, that's the fight we're going to take. We're definitely taking this fight next episode, my friends. But this is a fight we're taking next episode. As you can see, we outgun them considerably here. And this army, I think, is more than enough to deal with this army here. But again, we mustn't become complacent. They're not at full strength by any means. But we've also got to deal with two of these armies here, which we have to move down through the Carpathian Mountains, through the pass here, and move in. It might even give us a chance to perhaps move against France as well. I know some of the council have requested that we actually give Paris back to France if we take it from the Spanish, but the way France are moving and manoeuvring, I'm not sure that might be a good idea. But again, we'll play that by ear as it comes closer to the time. But this, my friends, is going to be the fight for next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Not much action in terms of fighting, my friends, but strategically and tactically, we're just getting ourselves ready here now for our next move against the Persians and potentially against the Mughal Empire, and I think maybe moving against the Italian states, Naples and Sicily and Genoa, all moving against that particular cluster of enemies. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, my friends, thank you for your wonderful support, your advice, your very, very kind words. It does mean a lot, my friends. But as always, please be safe, my friends, especially in the world we're living in now. But until next time, bye for now.